Hi everyone, so today I'll be doing a review on the new Trader Joe's Hot Cocoa Scented Whipped Body Scrub, which came out for winter or the holiday 2022 collection. The net weight of this is 8 ounces or 227 grams. Just to make a note that despite the packaging being different initially when you compare it side by side to the previous body scrub flip jars, it looks like you'll be getting less product. However, if you compare it ounce per ounce, you're getting the same amount of product. This retails for $6.99. So it did go up since body scrubs, at least about a year ago, used to cost $5.99. So it's a little bit on the pricier side, but it's comparable to some Tree Hut scrubs depending on when you get them, like on sale, or other scrubs that you would get at, let's say, Marshalls and TJ Maxx. So let's get on to the color. So the color itself, it's this like almost like of a caramelly brown color. It's very thick, so even if you get the scrub, flip it upside down, it will not run at all, unlike the Tree Hut scrubs or other scrubs. They're usually pretty thick. All right, so let's go on to what the packaging says. So on the packaging, it just says, pretty self-explanatory directions, scoop a generous amount and warm up between your hands to help application. Apply to wet skin and massage in a circular motion to exfoliate and hydrate. Rinse with water and pat dry. So you might be seeing a demo as I am talking, and I did try this a few times afterwards, and I do have some thoughts about this product. Okay, so let's get on to the scent initially. I do get this hot chocolate type of a scent initially on before you work it into a lather or rinse it off or anything. It smells a lot like cocoa butter specifically. It doesn't really smell like a dark chocolate. It mainly just smells like a milk chocolate or like a hot chocolate that you would have but without any of the marshmallows. There is a little bit of a milky scent. However, it does kind of pull a little bit cookie scented at times, especially at least for me when I work it in through my hands. The only thing that I don't like about it is that the scent compared to the pumpkin body scrub and the Brazil nut body scrub is a bit lighter. And I have a theory regarding that. But let's go on to the texture next. So the texture is different. I think that this is a brand new texture, and I personally don't really like it. So when we're talking about if I had to compare it with the Brazil nut body scrub, that was a good salt sugar scrub mix, as well as the pumpkin body scrub. That one had a lot of sugar. That one hardly had any salt. And then both of those two scrubs were a lot more oily than this one. I know this one says a whipped body scrub, but the texture feels a little bit more like a paste. And despite it having a lot of butters in the ingredients list, I feel like it's less moisturizing, but it could be because it has hardly any oils. I actually don't see any oils listed in the ingredients. But okay, to go on, that's another thing. I feel like the scent is a lot lighter than the previous limited body scrubs. So if you look at the ingredients list for the hot cocoa whipped body scrub, the first ingredient is sodium chloride, which makes sense because you do feel a little bit of grip. And then we have glycerin. So I feel like that's the note that I'm kind of picking up on that is kind of toning down the hot chocolate scent because glycerin is a humectant. And the previous scrubs, they did not have glycerin this high up in the ingredients list. So after the glycerin, we have water, then we have sucrose, which is sugar, and then we have a bunch of butters. So we have shea butter, a fatty alcohol, what is that? Glyceryl stearate citrate. I think that's for the texture, another alcohol. And then all the way at the bottom, the last ingredient actually is fragrance. So that explains a lot why this, in my opinion, body scrub is a lot less potent, strong, and it also, after I'm done working it in, I feel like it's not as long lasting as the pumpkin nor the Brazil nut body scrub. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. I wish it would last a bit longer. But it could be that instead of the oils, like for example, the other butters had more oils, they felt more almost like you felt a little slippery. Whereas this one, it has cocoa butter and it also has shea butter. So personally, I feel like this might be a little bit better if you have sensitive skin. But I honestly like more fragrance products. If you happen to have the pumpkin body scrub, which came out during the fall, that one sold out relatively quickly. The first ingredient for that one is sucrose. So that is sugar. Then you have soybean oil. So immediately you see a difference because oil is high up and also the sugar is the first ingredient. So you can immediately tell that there's going to be a difference. And then afterwards, we have cocamide, MIPA, which I'm not quite sure what that is. Then you have fragrance. So in the new whipped body scrub in the hot cocoa scent, it's all the way at the bottom, versus in this pumpkin body scrub, it is listed. I want to say that's the third ingredient list, or the third ingredient in the list. So we have sucrose, soybean oil. Oh, actually, it's the fourth. But you kind of catch my drift. I'll try to insert the ingredients list for the Brazil nut body scrub. I finished that one, so I don't currently have it, but I want to say that the oils were higher up and the fragrance was higher up in that as well. So I personally feel like I don't really like it as much. I feel like out of all the ones that I purchased so far, this is my least favorite in terms of how strong the fragrance is, how my body or my skin feels afterwards, and just overall the experience, because it's funny, it's not whipped enough to be considered fluffy, in my opinion. It feels more like a paste, kind of petty, but the color looks a little bit weird. I wish it was a little bit darker. In terms of hydration, I feel like it's similar to those cleansers that clean your face in the morning but don't strip your skin. And I feel like it's kind of I'm not it's not really doing much for me, if you can understand what I'm trying to communicate. I feel like it doesn't last too long on my skin, that I feel like I could in term use another body scrub that does last. Like I know Tree Hut does a pretty good job at having strong body scrub fragrances, and I feel like those last longer. Or if not, I think if I had a chance, I'd probably purchase the Brazil nut one if it does come back, or another limited edition. Yeah, it's just I feel like it's just okay. My sister though, she does like it because she likes more unscented products, and especially products that she doesn't feel super slippery, because definitely the Brazil nut body scrub at least was so rich in oils that you almost didn't really need a moisturizer. I feel like I personally had to put the body butter or some type of lotion to kind of tone down that oily feeling that you had afterwards. So this one doesn't have a lot of hydration in my opinion. I feel like the scent is just okay. I feel like it's the glycerin that's toning down the scent. I feel like sometimes with products, you can kind of smell like that unscented drugstore base in the background. And I feel like this one needed a bit more fragrance just to make it more appealing, at least for me. So, yeah, those are all my thoughts and opinions on this new item for Trader Joe's that came out in their body care line, hot cocoa scented whipped body scrub. I would recommend trying it out. Especially if, like, for example, if you're into Bath and Body Works, they're coming out with their hot cocoa and cream body care. I feel like even that's a little bit more fragrance than this. Granted, they didn't come out with a body scrub when they released it in the minis, I believe 2 or 3 years ago, and back during their winter collection, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, so those are my thoughts and opinions. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.